Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions. Today we're discussing a two-tone titanium and rose gold 25-piece limited edition from HYT. This is a variation on the HYT H1, but it's different in a couple of respects. First, the two-tone construction. Second, unusual 100-meter water resistance, which is uncommon on HYT watches. And finally, the use of a grill of gold and sapphire over the dial to give it a little bit more of a classical aesthetic than a traditional HYT. So the watch is big. It is 48.8 millimeters in diameter. It's 55.5 from lug to lug. It has a 25 millimeter spacing between the lugs, and it's thick at 18.4 millimeters. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. And I've long felt that the H0 lugless case or the current T1 and S1 models are a better fit than the original HYT H1 and H2. So this is a big watch, and I'm going to recommend your wrist be larger than mine. Let's say 17 centimeters circumference and up to wear this. My wrist is just a bit too small at 16, so if your wrist is a little bit larger than mine, game on. The strap conforms to the case, so you can see it matches the slope of the lugs, but also the curve of the case. And while that creates a very pleasant integrated look, there is a little bit of stiffness as you can't pivot the strap inside the lug. It's fixed. We have some molded in contours. It's a matte finish, very attractive, thick material. On the bottom, you can see HYT branded, and we have a lovely distinctive model, or I should say brand-specific, satinated and media blasted HYT pin buckle right here. The case combines titanium and rose gold for a two-tone effect, so it's grade 5 titanium and rose gold, mostly satinated, though there are a few polished accents that you can see across the watch, and they pop nicely. We have a dramatically boxed sapphire crystal, and then a dial that features a borosilicate tube in which two immiscible liquids sit. So immiscible, they cannot be mixed. We have two bellows like reservoirs. Those are actually made in Philadelphia, believe it or not. And then one contains the clear liquid, one contains the blue. So while you only see the blue, there's actually clear liquid, so it's a push-me, pull-you situation. You can also tell that this watch is a regulator. So note carefully that we have a running seconds display over at about, I guess you could say 10:30 on the dial. Then we have our minutes. Then we have the meniscus between the two fluids that represents the hour. And you can see we have these stylized Roman numerals on this grill that sits over the dial. The base is 6. It's a regulator, so separate hours, minutes, and seconds, but it's also a retrograde. Watch what happens to the meniscus when I move the time past the hour here, because the tube can't run all the way around. How do you tell time beyond 12 hours? Well, when it reaches the end of its travel, it retrogrades with stunning dispatch and alacrity to the opposite side, and it begins its travel again. So you can see how quickly that indication moves, and also how rapidly these two bellows equalize. It's a very cool thing to see. Now let's talk a little bit about what's different here compared to a standard H1. For one thing, it doesn't have as much lume as a standard H1. They're usually pretty bright. This one only has a minute hand. Another feature that's perhaps more relevant is the fact that this one has a screw-down crown. So whereas your typical HYT watch is going to be 30 to 50 meters water resistant, this one's 100, so you can genuinely swim with this. Now, another thing that you might want to note is that when you adjust it, you're probably wondering how quickly can this fluid hour indicator actually move? And you could see that it can move quite quickly. So if you need to set the time, it will jump to as you start making adjustments. Then you will see the bellows move up and down. There's a little power reserve indicator over at, let's call it about 230 on the dial. So as you wind the watch, you can see the power reserve indicator will change color from red, and it will display the word low when it's fully exhausted, but from red to black displaying high. It's got a manual wind 65-hour power reserve. The movement was created by two different agencies at HYT's direction. The one that created the mechanical parts, or the conventional Swiss lever parts, was Chronode. Jean-Francois Maugeon is very, very, very well-versed in movement engineering. He worked on the Sidereal Scafusia for IWC. He was a complication specialist there for many years. He had previous experience at Swatch Group. Today he runs Chronode. They've built an entry in the Harry Winston Opus series. He's worked for many brands over the years, designing mechanisms on a white label basis, and HYT came to him requesting a Swiss lever mechanical manual wind base caliber for their mechanism. So here we have the barrel, we have the escapement. It has a 4 hertz beat rate, 35 joules, 65-hour reserve, a full balance bridge to brace against shock, and then the system moves a cam, and these cams move the bellows up and down. So from the force provided by the Swiss lever escapement, we then move to the fluidic elements. So the bellows and the borosilicate tube in the fluids, that created by HYT's sister company Pressiflex. And so you have Chronode for the base caliber and then Pressiflex for the fluided elements. So the fluidic parts are the things you see on the dial. And then you may have also seen other models like the H2 and the H3, where the movement would have been created, the mechanical part would have been created by Renault et Papy, the Audemars Piguet high-end movement branch. So HYT has always relied on Chronode and APRP for its base calibers, and that is impeccable sourcing. You can see there are a couple of unusual finishes here, not terribly unusual to see stripes. The bevels are well done and mirrored, and although they're a little bit hard to see on this camera, there we go, that's a good angle. You can see the bevels are really well executed. The screw heads are polished, and then we have a lot of media blasts surrounding the bellows, which are beautifully polished. Good looking movement. There's some engine turning on the base plate. This is the HYT H1 Air model, as you can see, with the titanium and rose gold case, the 100-meter water resistance, and this one is number 2 of 25. A very cool watch from a brand that is resurgent and a very cool system. I would say this, along with the Devon Tread, one of maybe 2 truly original concepts for displaying time that emerged out of the 2010s. And in an industry where very little is entirely new, that is quite a feather in their cap. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.